name's Dave Jones. I'm the creative director at Real Time Worlds, and I'm going to tell a little bit about a new game we're working on, Crackdown. It's a big free-form city-based game, which we've had some experience of developing in the past, and we want to do something on next gen. We really wanted to make it so that the free-form, the sandbox stuff in the game was a real main integral part of the game. The backstory to the game is basically we have this very large city called Pacific City, which is basically overridden with crime. Basically, normal police forces they've given up hope. It's just impossible that, really crime-ridden, infected cities. So we have this new force set up called the Agency, which is sort of last bastion of, trying to get law and order back into the city. The job of an agent that works for the Agency is really to try and clean up an entire city. So every player plays the game differently, and therefore, if you see how your friends played after, a couple of days or something, his character's going to be very different to your character. He's going to have access to, very different equipment. Physically, he's going to look very different as well, because everything that you level up physically impacts your character as well, in quite a profound way. The 21 kingpins in Crackdown are effectively, your objectives, to find them and then take them down. Well, everything in the game is physical, so that's one of the things we wanted to do. We want to get away from this distinction of some things you can interact with, some things you can't, which we've always been hampered with. So in this game, if you blow a car up, everything that comes off that car you can physically pick up, and you can use it in ways that you think you can. So basically, if you're shooting from behind a car door that's open, you can then rip the door off the car and walk forward and use that as a shield. And when you're close enough, you can then throw it at the guys and actually use it as a weapon. Most of the freeform stuff is actually tied into the Xbox Live achievements. So with achievements, we were given 50 things we can reward the player for. And that's great, because that's really what Sandbox is about, is people do this stuff in the game. They love doing it, they love sitting down with their friends, and you find that people just tend to come up with little challenges for them and their friends. So have you tried this? This is really cool. So for example, one of ours is we have a very good targeting system in the game. It's quite unique. And one of the things we can do, for example, is when you shoot somebody with a rocket launcher, they tend to go pretty high. We tend to exaggerate things in games, and we've seen people sitting there for hours trying to find out who can keep a person or a dead body above the ground for as long as possible with a rocket launcher. And it's timed, and eventually, somebody will have that, and that becomes an achievement. It's posted onto Live. We can have the top, 20 people, and the times that they've managed to keep somebody in the air for. So we're looking at what we're doing is looking at what people enjoy doing in the sandbox, and really just making those into achievements. It's full co-op in the whole single-player experience, and that was one of the big goals for us. Is we'd love to we've always wanted to do like a co-op experience in a big free-form open-based game like this. So at any point you can invite a friend in. If you're stuck on a particular scenario or something, you're finding one of the guys just too tough to take down, or you can even just play the whole game start to finish with a friend if you wanted to. Then you can come in, and obviously with if he's got complementary different skills to you, then once again the sort of compound effect of those skills, can become a lot of fun. What 360 gave us was, like I said, the power to do things like the AI, to really increase the size of the cities, to give you tremendous vistas when you're up high, because obviously this game is about, say, going up the way and then just looking down and raining fire down on lots of people below you. Live, obviously, there's lots of features that we can start to do with Live. One of the features in the game is something called absorption, where you can actually create multiple characters. So you may say, I've built this guy, I've had fun playing for a while, I want to actually create another character and try different skills. So you can actually start to make multiple characters and just try the game out from different angles effectively. But one of the things we allow you to do is effectively to absorb other characters for a short amount of time that you've made onto the one you're playing just now. Okay, so for 15 seconds you basically get the skills of one you've created added to yours. Not only that, you can, if you've got friends who are playing the game and they've got characters, they can actually, over Live, give you access to their characters for absorption. So if you're coming to a really hard part and say, I could really do with a really boosting sort of, driving skill to make this jump, you've got a friend on, he can actually say, yeah, no problem, I've got a high level, driving character, here he is, send him to you, and you can actually absorb him. So you get this sort of, trading of characters going on. So thanks for letting me tell you about Crackdown. We hope it's going to be a lot of fun when it comes out towards the end of '06, and if you buy it, I really hope you enjoy it.